Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we have discussed that IC is equals to VCC by RC plus VCC by IC is equals to VCE by RC. Okay, minus VCE by RC plus VCC by RC. This is the equation of a DC load line. Is it clear so far? Why it is called as DC load line? Yes. Why it is called DC load line? Because it is line. We have discussed it represents equation of straight line. Then load resistor RC is involved. Okay. And what is the other reason? So far we considered only DC biasing. Hence it is called as DC load line. How to plot a straight line? If we find the point on x-axis, okay, and if you find the point on y-axis, that is where this line intersects y-axis, join both, right? We can plot the equation of that. Okay, we can plot that straight line. So how to get point on x-axis? We know that along x-axis, okay, we know that along the x-axis, the corresponding y component is 0. If you travel along x-axis, okay, along y-axis, you are at 0 position. Likewise, if you travel along the y-axis, the x displacement is 0, isn't it? So how to get point on x-axis? Put y value 0. How to get point on y-axis? Put x value 0. I hope all this you have studied in your school. So now tell me what will be the point on x-axis. X-axis means VCE axis. You have to remember. Okay, voltage VCE is the x-axis. IC is the y-axis for the output characteristics of the transistor. Okay, so same notation we will use. So how to get the point on VCE axis? Please answer. How to get the point on VCE axis? Put what 0? Yes. How to get the point on the VCE axis? I told you VCE is x-axis. IC is y-axis. How to get the point on x-axis? Y component 0, right? So how to get the point on VCE axis? Please answer. Students, if you answer, then I can know my voice is clear. You are able to understand, okay, everything. Otherwise, I keep on telling, right? If you don't understand, it is a loss for you only, right? Okay. So please answer. How to get the point on the x-axis? How to identify where the line intersects the VCE axis? Put what 0? Guess, no problem. If it is wrong also, okay, no problem. Guess. Yes, students, fast. Okay, how to get the point on the x-axis? Put y value 0. Okay. So how to identify where the straight line intersects the VCE axis? Put IC 0. If you put IC 0, if we put IC 0, what will be the relation between VCE and VCC? If we put IC 0, what will be the relation between
VC is equals to VCC.
Very good. Okay. So VC is equals to VCC. So the point on x-axis, where the straight line, okay, the point where the straight line cuts the x-axis, that point is VCC. Okay, that point is VCC, right? Then how to get the point where the straight line cuts the y-axis, where the straight line intersects the y-axis? How to get that point? Put what 0? Please answer. Yes. Put what equal to 0. Now we got point on x-axis. How to get point on y-axis?
X is equal
Very good. So what is x here?
to VC is
Very good. Okay. So VC. Now to identify where this straight line intersects the y-axis, we have to consider VCE is equal to 0. So if we consider VCE is 0, what will IC be? In this equation, if we consider VCE is 0, what will IC be?
VCC by
Very
RC.
good. Very good. VCC by RC. So what does it mean? The point where this DC load line, the point where this DC load line meets the y-axis will be what? Will be what? What will that point be? Yes? What will that point be? Please answer. VCC by RC. Okay, the point will be VCC by RC, right? So the point where the line meets x-axis, that is VCC, okay, and the point where the straight line meets y-axis, it is VCC by RC. This I have shown in the next graph. Okay, the point where the straight line meets the VC axis, it is VCC. The point where the straight line meets y-axis, it is VCC by RC. Okay. Now, fine. Then we know these are the transistor characteristics. These are the transistor characteristics, output characteristics of transistor. For a small change in IB in microampere, there is a large change in IC, usually milliampere. Okay, right? And that is what is responsible for the amplification in a transistor, right? Why the transistor acts as an amplifier? If you study the output characteristics of the transistor carefully, a small change in base current in microampere range reflects a very large change in collector current, usually in milliampere. Okay. And that is what is responsible for the amplification provided by the transistor. Okay. So we discussed what is class A amplifier. Okay. See, so far we have discussed only about the general, right? The general DC equation, DC load line equation. Now we will go into class A amplifier. Okay. So this DC load line is common for all. This DC load line, the concept is common for all. Class A, class B, class AB. Okay. Class C, same story you will write. Now what changes for class A amplifier is, okay. Class A amplifier means input you are giving sinusoidal signal. The output should be full sinusoidal signal amplified. Okay, all right. So now it is like this. Let us discuss the load line. Let us first discuss the load line. Okay, IC is equal to minus VCE by RC plus VCC by RC. When the IB changes, I told you IC changes with a larger magnitude. Small change in IB provides large change in IC. So when the input signal IB changes, when you give an input signal IB, okay, what happens? The IC, right, changes. The IC changes. Means when you give an input small signal IB, there is a large sinusoidal signal IC, right? Then if IC changes, then VC has to change, but along this straight line, okay? Because VCE and IC are related along a straight line. So what happens is when IC changes, the VCE changes along the straight line. So now let us discuss what happens when IB changes. When IB changes, IC changes. When IC changes, okay, when IB changes, IC changes in accordance with the transistor characteristics which are shown here. Okay. So when IB changes, the IC changes according to the transistor characteristics which are shown here. When IC changes, VCE changes along the load line shown here. Okay, so that is the reason when IC changes, when IB changes here, according to the characteristics, the corresponding IC change is shown here. When IC changes, I told you along the load line, VCE changes. So that is shown here. Okay, so this is the explanation for this graph, right? Now, I told you for class A, we want the entire both positive as well as negative signals at the output. Okay. For example, class B will amplifier will amplify only one half cycle. Okay. It will amplify only one half cycle. The other half cycle is simply eliminated. Okay. That is class B. Class A that we are discussing now, the class A amplifier that we are discussing now, it is meant to amplify both positive as well as negative half cycle. Okay, right? So, in order to amplify both positive, and it is like this. If we select the operating point here, okay, how can we select the operating point? Operating point simply means the DC voltage and current values. Okay, the DC voltage and current values in the transistor. Okay, so how can we fix the DC voltage and current? By using this load line. Okay, by using this load line, we can fix the values of, for example, VCE 12 volts. Okay, VCE 6 volts, right? RC 1 kilo ohm, suppose. Then you get IC. VCE 6 volts, IC whatever the value, okay? I think it will be 6 milliampere. So that fixed value is called as the operating point. Okay, so whatever we have discussed, 6 volts, say somewhere here. Then 6 milliampere, say somewhere here, right? So now what happens? What you do in an amplifier is first you fix the operating point. Then when you give an input signal, the corresponding current swing takes place. And because of this current swing, the voltage swing at the output will take place along the load line. Let us see the circuit and let us discuss the same mechanism once. Okay. So next we are going to look at the circuit. Okay, we are going to look at the circuit of an amplifier. So what happens when we connect an input? See, this is amplifier. This part is biasing, which we have discussed so far. This small circuit, the common emitter circuit that we have discussed. Okay, right? And we have analyzed the output loop. This is to fix the operating point. This part of the circuit is to fix the operating point. Once we fix the operating point, we give an input signal. Okay. Now, because of that input signal, we have input current here. Okay. IB. From the transistor IB from the transistor characteristics, whenever we have IB, okay, input we are giving sinusoidal, so IB also we are expecting sinusoidal, right? So we are having a sinusoidal signal here. So now that sinusoidal signal will be amplified and we get an amplified collector current. Okay. Now this collector current is sinusoidal. See, DC signal means constant. Sinusoidal signal means varying. isn't it? Sinusoidal signal increasing and decreasing, you know, it's a varying signal. So because of this variation of this sinusoidal current signal, the corresponding VCE changes, but along the load line. Okay, the corresponding VCE changes, but along the load line. Okay, so that is the explanation for this particular graph. Now I told you that for class A amplifier, we need to amplify both positive as well as negative half cycles. Okay, full signal we want to amplify. Class B, we want only, okay, to amplify one half cycle. Means we have to operate here. Okay, so what happens when we have the positive half cycle of the IC, the signal swing will happen. For negative half cycle, it will go into cutoff. So that is for class B, right? So if you want only one half cycle, we will operate here. If you want both half cycles, then we have to operate in the center of the characteristics. Okay, so important point is class A amplifier, we want both the positive and negative half cycles. So we operate in the center of the active region. Means center of the active region, what it has? Y-axis, IC value. X-axis, VCE value. Okay. So it is nothing but VCE, some VCE value, comma, some IC value. Okay, how will you write? X coordinate, comma, Y coordinate. That is how you represent a point. So we are representing it as some VCEQ, comma, ICQ. VCEQ, X-axis value, comma, ICQ. Q means correspond, it is quiescent, okay, represents the DC value. So what happens? When you connect the supply to the transistor, the DC supply, this maintains a fixed voltage VCE, a fixed current IC. Okay, right? This maintains a fixed voltage VCE, that we are calling it as VCEQ. Fixed current IC, we are calling it as ICQ. Now, if you give AC input, the signal swing takes place along this line in accordance with the base current. Okay, in accordance with the base current, the collector current swing takes place along this line shown here to the left side of the graph, and the corresponding output voltage signal takes place, okay, again along the straight line shown at the bottom of the graph. Okay, right? So this is the concept of DC load line and how the transistor amplification takes place along this load line for a class A amplifier, and the circuit that facilitates this amplification. Okay, the circuit that facilitates this amplification is this. All this we will study in detail. So our class will be like this. Day by day, you will get more clarity, right? But I expect you to think deeply about it and recollect when you come back for the next class. Okay, we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.